Point is, I have it. You can. The point is, it's about the truth, and this is again not clickbait. Non-Israelites receive salvation. Now,
the PDF, Salakia, the PDF will be in the description box. We did not have enough time to get the PDF for this presentation in the description box, but it will be in the prescription box. This is what we're seeing right now. Disclaimer. This is what we're seeing right now. This is the understanding we come to right now. We would love a peer review. We don't want to debate. We can have a private discussion, peer review it, do it public, whatever. We don't need to debate, but peer review us and show us where you may see us in error. The Old Testament and New Testament, non-Israelites who believe can receive salvation at the same time as Israel. How? By believing on the Messiah and keeping the commandments. Can we prove this in the Bible? Absolutely. Without Paul. Their salvation is escaping the plagues, lake of fire, and hardcore bondage. What does the Bible say they'll be? How does it depict it? They will be vassals able to travel to and fro from their homeland to Israel to pay homage.
Think about that. Now, let's get to the next slide. Let's say most of our people are wrong in their ideology saying that only Israelites can be saved. Imagine if you're saying only Israelites can be saved. And I'm guilty of this right here. A person of another nation comes up to camp and they ask you about God. How can I serve God? What is my purpose? Your purpose is to die. I hate you, Esau. Go play in traffic. Go take a long walk off a short cliff. Go skydive without a parachute. And you shut up the kingdom of heaven unto men. And you're wrong about that. And God says, actually, salvation was for all people. What would your punishment be then? What would your punishment be? Well, we actually know what the punishment would be. Let's keep going. I don't want clout. If I have it,
by now, everybody should have seen this. Everybody should have done plenty of videos. This is my second, third. Who cares? But it doesn't matter how many times you do it. There's leakage in L6. Leakage in L6. Leakage in L6. And I said it 3 times because these niggas are fucking wicked as all hell. First of all, I want to give all praises to Yahweh by Hashem Yahushai, by Hashem Kakadash. The modest apostles and elders of great millstone. Salutation to all the brothers and the few sisters out there. Unto like foreigners from the seed of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Shalom in the Hebrew, which means peace. And I notice I expressed the Israelite foreigners. Israelite foreigners that is going to look like the other nations. Now, these, obviously, we all talked about it. These guys sold out, took the spiritual bag and the physical bag to make this ridiculous statements as they are. And this is Israelite one-on-one. This is why Israelites stick out like a sore thumb, because we don't follow the trend of the world. We follow what the scripture says. Okay? And these are the same clowns that go against Paul's writings, right? Paul's writings, they could actually sit there and lie and try to twist it, even though we know Paul's writings was talking about the Israelite foreigners. All right, he did say himself that he was the matter of fact, the minister. How it goes again? Because that was Paul's office. Oh shit. Let me see something. Am I spelling it right? Oopsie. I spelled it wrong too, huh? I know. Okay. It says, should it be Romans, right? Now, when you go into all these lovely words of Gentiles, which I'm showing right now, so I'm looking for a particular verse. Paul was just dealing with the Israelite foreigners, all right, which that was his duty. It was supposed to be 2 Corinthians. Let me get this one first. 1 Corinthians 12 and 13. For by one Spirit are we all baptized in one body, whether we be Jews or Gentiles, whether we be bond or free, and have been all made to drink into one Spirit. Right? So somebody would read this and like, oh, you see, it's talking about the other Gentiles. But when you go into the history, which I'm going to go to, well, actually, I've I skipped it. 1 Corinthians 12 and 2. It says, you know that ye were Gentiles carried away into these dumb idols, even as ye were led. So he's talking to the church of Corinth, a church of Israelites, and told them, like, look, you were all Gentiles. All right. Now, we always bring it out through the Spirit. And in order to understand the New Testament, you have to read the Apocrypha, because the Apocrypha would put the pieces back together. All right. If you do everything at face value, you are not going to get the answers. So when you go to the Apocrypha, which is originally part of the 1611, which was taken out, all right, it explains why Paul was sent away. It explains why the Lord had a ministry to deal with the Gentiles. All right. What am I in second? Oh, second answers. First Maccabees 1 and 41. I'll go to the point. Moreover, the King Antiochus wrote to his whole kingdom that they all should be one people, and everyone should leave his laws. So all the heathen agreed according to the commandment of the king. Yeah, many also of the Israelites consented to his religion, sacrificed unto idols, and profaned the Sabbath. For the king has sent letters by messengers into Jerusalem and the cities of Judea, that they should follow the strange laws of the land, and forbid burnt offerings and sacrifices and drink offerings in the temple, and that they should profane the Sabbath and the feast days, and pollute the sanctuary and the holy people, set up altars, groves, chapels of idols, sacrifice swine's flesh and unclean beasts, and they that should also leave their children uncircumcised, which was spiritually and physically. Why was it spiritually? Because of the children being raised uncircumcised, and then they have children, and then they have children. What do you think happens? Make their souls abominable with all manner of uncleanness and perfection, purification, to the end that they might forget the law and change all the ordinances. And whosoever would not do according to the commandment of the king, he said, he shall die. In the self same manner wrote he to his whole kingdom, appointing overseers over all the people, commanding the cities of Judea to sacrifice city by city. So they forced it, they enforced it, they encouraged it, they backed it up. So this is a key pivotal point to the fact of who Paul was sent to. Why was he sent to? All right. Also, let me get this real quick before I get the other. James 1 and 1. It says, James, a servant of the Lord, a servant of the Most High and of Yahweh Shai Mashiach, to the 12 tribes which are scattered abroad, greeting. So it's well known to these men that the children of Israel scattered. First Peter's 1:1. Peter, an apostle. Apostle means what? Sent away. So Peter was the head apostle, all right, of Yahushua Mashiach, to the strangers scattered throughout all Pontus, Galatia, Cappadocia, Asia, and Bithynian, all right, elect according to the foreknowledge of the Most High, the Father, through the sanctification of spirit unto the obedience and the sprinkling of the blood of Yahushua Mashiach. I'm laughing because he just sold a handful because the Lord put his blood on the line for these particular people. Grace unto you and peace be multiplied. Okay? So they knew for a fact. Matter of fact, I gotta get that one in St. John. Where would he go? Would he go to the disperse? All right, disperse among the people, because the Lord was basically, it should be the sixth chapter, but I could be. Wait a minute, I think was it dispersed? Nah. Oh, I said I put despise. Salakia. Oh, okay, I gotta use the other one. I could get more. Salakia. St. John. Despise. Not despair. Oh, I'm having an issue here. That's okay. Why can I think of it? Oh, now I remember. See how things works. Anyway, St. John 7:35. It says, Then said the Jews among themselves, Whither will he go, that we shall not find him? Will he go unto the dispersed among the Gentiles and teach the Gentiles? So that's two factors right there. Let me read it NIV. The Jews said one to another, Where does this man intend to go, that we cannot find him? Will he go where our people I'm sorry. Will he go where our people lived scattered among the Greeks and teach the Greeks? Come on, man. And this is basic 101. All right. And what you got? Hebrews, I wanted to get this out. 13, about 8. Yahweh Shai, the same yesterday and today and forever. So Yahweh Shai hasn't changed his mind. The Heavenly Father hasn't changed his mind. Okay? What was Yahweh Shai's ministry? Have we forgotten the fundamental of this all? What was he sent for? Matthew 15 and 24. It says, but he answered and said, I am not sent but unto the lost sheep of the house of Israel. So if his what did the Lord say? He came not he's here to please the one that sent him. Roughly paraphrasing. So if the one that sent him sent him just to the lost sheep of the house of Israel, why would Yahweh Shai come and change the whole dynamic? That's impossible. All right? Because these guys, these other, they hirelings, man. It's coming to fruition. Explain this. Hebrews 8 and 8. It says, for finding fault with them, he saith, behold, the days come, saith the Lord, when I will make a new covenant with the house of Israel and then with the house of Judah. Now we all know, suppose we know the fundamental. That covenant was the law, statutes, and commandments that the Lord gave upon the children of Israel. All right? So the Lord is coming back with the second round of this covenant. So if the other nations wasn't part of the first, how would it be a part of the new? Make that make sense. Not according to the covenant that I have made with their fathers in the day when I took them by the hand to lead them out of the land of Egypt. So somebody just might read that part. See, he's not concerned about that. Well, idiot. Says because they continue not in my covenant, I regard them not, saith the Lord. And how did the Lord regard us not? You have to go to Hosea 1 and 10. All right? Actually, 109. Well, 109, 110. When the Lord said that you are not my people. Lo amim. All right? And he was talking to Hosea, the king of Israel at the time, and telling them, look, I'm going to disregard you, but I'm going to bring you back, the 10 tribes. So that thing wasn't just for the 10 tribes. It was for all the tribes because we all fell off. Okay? You have to know the history in order, slacking. You have to know the history in order to accept or understand the New Testament. Slacking, me on real quick. Salakia. It says, damn, then I got the hiccups. For this is the covenant that I will make with the house of Israel. So no longer talking about two separate kingdoms. It's talking about entire kingdom. All right. After those days, saith the Lord. So why is the Lord still considering Israel? That's the other factor. I will put my laws into their mind and write them in their hearts. And I will be to them a God, and they shall be to me a people. So what makes Israel so special? Because the law, statutes, and commandments that the Lord gave us. It will be written in our minds. So we can never fall off. So it's not given to the other nations. Period. All right. And they shall not Teach every man his neighbor and every man his brother, saying, Know the Lord, for all shall know me, from the least to the greatest, the fundamental of our faith. So we're not longer going to have to go and rebuke people like this. We no longer going to have to consider them 2/3. They just going to be our children, you know? And the cycle is fulfilling what? Matter of fact, since I am in the New Testament, let me use the other one instead. Romans, Paul again. All right, 11 and classic goodie. I haven't read it in a while. 35 or nope, further up. Romans 11 and 26. And so all Israel shall be saved. And let's go into the word saved. Sozo. Save, keep safe and sound. To rescue from danger or destruction. So all Israel is going to be rescued from destruction. What's the set destruction? The set destruction is what? Babylon, the great. So how the hell these other nations are going to be saved from the destruction that was set for them? This is why these clowns need to be taken out. And this short run that they have, that they do bear, is going to be the short run. Hey, Esau's kingdom is going down as lightning, and all these false prophets with them. It said, "It is as it is written, there shall come out of Zion the deliverer, and he shall turn away the ungodliness from Jacob. For this is my covenant unto them, when I will take away their sins." And what is sins? The transgression of the law, the laws. All right, that is sin. So if the Lord is going to remove that from us, we won't sin no more, meaning we will live forever. The nations was not given the laws. Name a nation that was there, and don't give us the mixed multitude, because they're not a part of it. All right, if they're not of the kin of the royal lineage of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, they have no part into this. This is why this whole chapter was about the grafting. All right, and when they go into botany, they said that in order to graft a tree back to its normal, the same like an olive tree, it has to have the same DNA. What is wrong with dudes, yo? But we realized that they sold out. And since they sold out, the Lord is going to destroy them for it. Point blank, period. As concerning the gospel, they are enemies for your sakes. But as touching the election, they are beloved for the Father's sake. So the Israelite foreigners had to go be raised up at that time. And the ones that were called the Jews, because what? We will all become Gentiles at the latter end. This is why it says, this is for Habakkuk 1 and 5, I believe. It says, Behold ye among the heathen. Who's among the heathen? Israel. And regard and wonder, and wonder marvelously. For I will work a work in your days which you have not believed, though it be told to you. Who quoted that? Peter. And what was that marvelous work? That Israelites, foreigners, were coming in. They were believing in Yahushua. All right? That's a miracle. And this is why we always, it got to be about the fundamentals, man, the basic stuff. Because dudes are losing it, which they never had, which I'm ended off on this since I said that on that here. Shut up. It says, 2nd Ezra 7:25. And therefore Ezra's, for the empty are empty things, and for the full are full things. Right now, there's leakage in aisle 6 called Genesis. Leakage. Sold out. Oh, and if they playing a game, that's play with the Most High all you want. Play with Yahweh Shemiyash all you want. The Lord is gonna make them unrecognizable, and we clearly see that the downfall of all these people because they leakage. That leakage is real. Matter of fact, I'm ending off with my favorite. Matthew 25:1. Then shall the kingdom of heaven be likened unto 10 virgins, which took their lamps and went forth to meet the bridegroom. And 5 of them were wise, and 5 were foolish. They that were foolish took their lamps and took no oil with them. What is that oil? That oil comes from the Lord. They were not anointed by Yahweh Shai. From the very beginning, it wasn't created for the empty. For the full is the full, to the empty is the empty. All right. It says, but the wise took oil in their vessels with their lamps, while the bridegroom tarried. This is talking about slavery. It's talking about a period of time when nobody knew who they were. Okay. What Yahweh Shai said that he's going to a place far. He's in a faraway journey. So that faraway journey is him back to the heavens. That was ill too. I was listening to brother. He was saying it, which makes sense. All right. He went back to the heavens. He said, what says St. John 14:2, that in his father's house is many mansions. So he went out to the heavens to make these mansions, which are these different planets, right? And he gave his spirit to the men that have it. All right. He's the one that broke the seal. He knew who had it, who didn't. So what we did with this truth, we took it, whatever, however much we had through the spirit, we taking it, we're supposed to flip it. All right. We're supposed to hustle this and not hustle in the way the world does it. We're supposed to flip it. Take this word and flip it. Make more. It says, they all slumbered and slept, like I said, slavery and so forth. At midnight, there was a cry made. Behold, the bridegroom cometh. Go ye out to him to meet him. Now, also that cry, that was Abba Bivens. All right. He was the first one to teach the gospel the right way. All right. And it got cleaned up in the process of time. Everything's getting covered now. Then all those virgins arose, and trimmed their lamps. And the foolish said unto the wise, and this is the point where we're at right now. All right. So you've seen a lot of people trim their lamps, and a lot of people lamps, that light, the Lord took them out. All right. And it was not just one overnight. This is generations. Okay. And time you see flashes of life. And time you see people losing it. It says, the foolish said unto the wise, give us of your oil, for our lamps are going out. But the wise answer said, not so, lest there be not enough for us and you. Go out. I say, go ye eat rather to them that sell and buy for yourselves. So you go out there and figure it out. Okay? And this is what's happened. These men are foolish. These are the foolish. They're taking what the Lord gave and giving something completely different. And the Lord has not changed. So while it says, while they went to buy, and you could clearly see these guys are infatuated with this world. Here it is. And not only them, all these other Israelite camps. The world's moving forward, is bringing in that RFID microchip. Prophecies are being fulfilled.